The CCTV camera in Ward 3 moved even though the power was completely cut. I work as a night shift security guard at a small private hospital on the outskirts of town, a place that looks too clean and modern for anything unnatural to ever happen inside it. My shift begins at 10 p.m., and usually the nights are quiet, filled only with distant monitor beeps and the soft footsteps of nurses walking through wide corridors. That night it was raining heavily, and around 1:17 a.m. the entire building suddenly went black, as if someone had pulled the plug on the world. The backup generator, which always starts within seconds, stayed silent. The silence that followed felt wrong because hospitals are never completely quiet. Yet that night, there was nothing but the sound of rain hitting the windows. I picked up my flashlight and stepped out of the security room to check the generator in the basement when something strange caught my attention. The CCTV monitor was still glowing. Every other device had shut down, but the screen showed a faint light in the darkness. All the camera feeds were black, except one. Ward 3. Ward 3 had been empty for days with no patients admitted there. But on the screen, I saw someone sitting on one of the beds. A thin figure with long hair covering the face, sitting very still and facing away from the camera. My throat went dry as I stared at the motionless shape, trying to convince myself it was just a nurse stuck there during the blackout. I reached for the intercom phone to call upstairs, but it was completely dead. When I looked back at the monitor, the figure had not moved. Then slowly, the camera angle shifted. It did not glitch or flicker. It physically turned as if someone had touched it. The cameras in Ward 3 are fixed and cannot rotate. I felt a chill crawl down my spine, but I forced myself to go check. The elevator was out of power, so I took the stairs, where each step echoed too loudly in the dark stairwell. When I reached the third floor, the hallway was nearly pitch black except for the weak beam of my flashlight. As I walked toward Ward 3, I heard breathing behind me, slow and deep, like someone standing very close. I stopped walking, and the breathing stopped too. I turned around and saw nothing but an empty corridor stretching behind me. Trying to ignore the fear rising inside me, I continued forward until I reached the door of Ward 3. The door was slightly open, even though I clearly remembered locking it earlier. My hand trembled as I pushed it open and stepped inside. The room was empty, with beds neatly arranged and white sheets perfectly flat. No one was there. Relief almost made me laugh until my flashlight flickered, and in that brief moment of darkness, I heard a whisper beside my ear. "You saw me." I spun around, but the room remained empty and silent. The air felt colder now, heavier, as if the walls themselves were watching me. I slowly turned my flashlight toward the corner bed that I had seen on the CCTV screen. The sheet was slightly pressed down, as though someone had just stood up from sitting there. A soft metallic creaking sound made me look up. The CCTV camera, mounted on the wall, was moving. Very slowly, it turned and pointed directly at me. I froze in place, unable to breathe. Suddenly, the generator roared to life downstairs, and the lights flickered back on, making everything look normal again. The camera stopped moving. I rushed back to the security room and replayed the footage from Ward 3. The recording showed an empty room the entire time, with no figure and no movement. It only showed me entering alone and standing there staring at nothing. But in the clip recorded 1 minute before the blackout, I saw the corner bedsheet slowly sink down as if something invisible had sat on it. Then the screen went black. I quit the job the next morning because I could not convince myself it was just imagination. Even now, when I am alone at night and the room becomes too quiet, I remember that whisper clearly. And sometimes, when the lights flicker without reason, I feel someone standing near me,